Hi guys, welcome to another video. It's Jim here from the Extreme Booters. It's currently the start of November, so I thought I'd do an update on some sales that we had during October. Been an interesting month. There's been a lot of stock come in, as you've probably seen on other videos with the bulk vintage clothing job lots that I've been buying, and obviously car boots and charity shops, etc. So there's been plenty of stock coming in, and a pretty good month in sales as well, to be fair. A lot better than last year's. So obviously we're on a good trend, on a good trend. So that's a bonus. Things may get harder. Obviously now it's November. We're about to go into lockdown number 2. So we'll see what happens with that. But I've picked out a couple of items that have sold in October that have been on previous videos, so you should have, or at least I think they are. So you'd have seen me pick them up, and obviously what I paid for them, and now this completes the cycle and shows you what the items sold for on eBay. So I'm going to screen share now, if I can work out how to do that on this new Mac that I've got, and show you a few sales. So let's have a look. And there we go. So this, let me hold on, I don't want that one. What have I done? I want that one just there, and I want this one just here, taking up the majority of the screen. So here we go. Picked up, I don't know if you remember, but a huge amount of heavy metal t-shirts at a charity shop for, I think they were £6 each, and they've been selling pretty well, to be fair. This was one of my favourites, the Steel Panther Feel the Steel Tour t-shirt. That sold for £12.95. They're all selling, no, sorry, £14.95. They're all selling for around the same price. A couple have sold for a bit more because they're rarer tour t-shirts. But yeah, good return. I've made money on them now. I'm in profit. I have still got a fair few of them left. But yeah, they're selling and they're going well. This one is something new for me. It's a tow bar. Now, a few months ago, I bought a storage unit. And as part of the storage unit, I got a tow bar, a trailer, a trailer. It had the pin, the round pin and eye hitch, which I didn't have on my car. So we had to buy a pin and eye tow ball, which I think we paid £15 for, and then we sold it straight away because we only needed it once. And then I went to a car boat, saw this one. And it was £1. So obviously picked it up thinking, yeah, I'm going to get 15 to 20 for it. But this one was actually a genuine Dixon bait tow ball and 35 quid. So it's something I will definitely be keeping an eye out for in the future. Really, really good value in that. And you can pick them up for next to nothing at car boat. So that's why I've put that in there. I'm still learning. I still find stuff that I can make money on. It's just to show you, sometimes you pick stuff up that you don't realise is going to be worth so much, and you double what you think you're going to get for it. Nike Air Force One, I'm selling quite a lot of trainers at the moment. These, you pick them up at car boats. I think I paid £5 for this pair, cleaned them up and got £40 for them. So I just had a sale there on my phone. Check that in a bit. They weren't in the best condition. There was some marks on them even after a good clean, but as I say, still got 40. Air Force One are one of the most popular trainers at the moment. They're flying out. So pick them up and pay good money for them. I'd definitely pay up to £20 for a pair, no problem at all, because you're going to double your money. Another thing that I always sell really well is roller skates and ice skates, things like that. Here's an example. These were £3 at a car boat. UK size 5, so either for an older child or a lady or a smaller man. 35 quid, easy sale. They fly out, these, especially the SFR. That's the brand to look out for with the skates. really, really good sale. As part of the vintage job lot I got from Vault Vintage, I've gone through most of it now and listed pretty much all of it, I think. And this just goes to show the sort of return you can get from some of the stuff that you get. Obviously, we bought 10 kilos for around 20 kilos. I can't remember how much exactly we paid for it, but £45 just for one of the items. I've sold another 4 or 5 jackets for similar value, a few shirts and things as well. So you easily make your money back, and vintage clothing sells really well. I do need to look at Vinted maybe to see if it's worth selling on there. If anyone's got any advice on Vinted or Depop, drop me a message and let me know. This is from the same sort of thing. This is from the job lot of denim that I got from Bulk Vintage Wholesale. I think I got about 40 items for £400 or something like that. So they owe me around a tenner each. There you go, 35 quid for a Wrangler jacket. That one sold really quickly. I've sold some of the Sherpas as well for around £50 to £60 each. So I'm nearly in profit, and I've still got 25, maybe more items left. So definitely worth looking at these vintage clothing job lots. This is there just to show you sometimes it's worth buying stuff and holding on to it. I picked up 4 or 5 of these. Holidays are coming. Primark. No, these were Tesco's, I think. Christmas jumpers in the January sales last year. They were selling them, they always, as they do, they sell everything off, the Christmas stuff in January. I think I paid a couple of £1 for each jumper, just to have them hanging in the wardrobe, waiting. October, November, you know, Q4 comes along, get them on, get your money, really, really good profit. So in January, again, I'll be buying whatever I can, Christmas jumpers, T-shirts, etc., and then slapping them on next Christmas. So it's always worth planning ahead, looking forward to Q4 because it is a good time for sales, and keeping the stock, you know, ready for that time of year. I'm going to save that one till the end. Here's a nice sale. This was a, for some reason I can't see it, a grill for a Mercedes CLK. Again, bought a car boot. I think I paid a tenner for it. But genuine car parts do sell really well all the time. Mercedes is obviously a top brand, and this is quite a nice grill. It was in really, really good condition. £50 sale. So look out for stuff that's obviously branded. Car parts sell all the time. Never have an issue selling any of those. But £10 into 50, I'll take that all day long. This was a Facebook pickup, and it's a job lot of railway track for an N-gauge train set. There was an awful lot of it. My photos for this were terrible because I'm moving house. I haven't got my photo area at the moment. I take photos as and when I can and quickly get everything tidied up in case we get a viewing. So my photos are not the best at the moment. As I've said before, photos are very important, but unfortunately I'm not in a position to take as much care on my photos as I'd like because of moving house and having the house in good condition when people come round. But that's another story. This was a Facebook pickup. I paid £50 for the lot, and it sold within 3 days. Listed it high, 180, and I got my asking price. There was a lot of stuff there, to be fair. It was easily worth the money. I possibly could have got a bit more if I'd split it down into individual pieces, but 50 to 180 for travelling 5 miles down the road, we've got to take that. Escalado. Picked this up in a charity shop. I'm sure it was £3. I may well be wrong there. But that sold for 60, and that went to New Zealand. The lady who bought it actually phoned me from New Zealand to check that it was the metal horses and it was in good condition. And I explained it was in brilliant condition. It was all there. It was complete. It was working. And she paid straight away, which, I mean, the shipping to New Zealand must have been nearly the cost of the item. But £60, board games can be worth a lot of money. Vintage Escalados especially are good. £3 into 60. That is the sort of sale that I look forward to. Now this one has hung around for a long time, and it is this, an Adidas Stefan Edberg tracksuit top. Now probably well over a year ago we picked this up at a Vintage Kilo event when they were on. Remember that, when stuff was open? So this was part of the stuff that we bought while we were there. Obviously, we tend to stick to retro tracksuit tops. We didn't at the time realise what the design was on there, but it just looked retro and cool, and it was Adidas. So we picked it up. So it probably weighs just under a kilo. It's £15 kilo event, so it probably owes us £12. And obviously, when we recognised the SE on there was Stefan Edberg, who was a 80s, 90s tennis player, really successful, really good player. When we obviously realised that that's what it was and did a bit of research, we realised we were in for a good return. Now, I didn't realise it would be quite this return, but yeah. So picked it up at a Kilo event. It was a little bit dirty, had a couple of marks on it, beg pardon, and flipped it for £200. Unbelievable. So obviously you don't pick that sort of stuff up very often at Vintage Kilos, but they are out there. Stuff like that, you can get massive returns, and it's always worth looking. So obviously, unfortunately, since then we've not been to many at all because they've not been on. But hopefully next year we'll be able to go back to Vintage Kilo events and pick stuff up and make some more money from them. So let's just go back to this. Stop the screen share. So there you go, guys. There's just a few sales from this month to give you an idea of the sort of stuff that we're selling at the moment. A lot of clothing is going through the shop at the minute, and it's selling really well, to be fair. As I said, October this year was way better than last year's, so that's a good sign. Now we're in the November, December huge Christmas rush. Unfortunately, we haven't got much Christmas stock left this year. That is a mistake on our behalf. We've not been sourcing how we should, because we should stock up through the year. As I said, like with that jumper, we should be stocking up with games and toys and things like that to sell this time of year, but we've not been doing that, unfortunately. But sales are still coming along. I have dropped off a little bit towards the end of October, start of November, but fingers crossed they'll pick up again. Any questions on any of those items, just let me know. I hope it gives an idea of, as I said, what we sell and the sort of returns that we're looking for. So hope that's of some use to people. Say any questions, drop me a message. If anyone is using Depop, Vintage, sites like that for vintage clothing, again, please drop me a message. I'll be interested to see feedback from people who are actually using it as to whether it's worth selling on those markets as well. Because obviously I've got an awful lot of vintage clothing in stock at the moment, and that might be the way for us to go. So there we go, guys. A few videos coming up to all keep you all entertained during lockdown. I'm not sure of what yet, but I'll definitely be doing some. So stay safe, guys. I hope you're all well. I hope you continue to be. I hope sales are good for other resellers. Thanks for watching as always. Please like, subscribe, etc., etc. And I will see you all very soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.